Okay. So screen is visible to all of you, I guess.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So initially, this is that MStar LSP page, which Jyotsna ma'am was talking about. So you just need to, fill this link on address bar. This is called address bar. You need to fill this link here, right? aps.mstarlsp.com/login/index.php. This is the link. Okay. So you need to fill this link or write it down this link in the address bar. It will open this page for you, this LSP page for you. I muted you all. As and when required, you unmute yourself and ask the question, please. So this is your LSP page that will be loaded as soon as you just write down this link to this address bar. You need to specify this username and the password. This username is exactly the same as OMB card is having. Initially, you just need to remove those. Start with those 5 9s and enter this username and the password and click on login. Once you click on login, it will open this page for you. It will open this page for you. Now here, if you are mapped, obviously, then only it will allow you to log in there. So since I have been mapped, so my name is here, and the classes which are being mapped to me will be shown here. This is the dashboard. ये मैंने आपको already लिख के दिया था. So this is the dashboard that will appear initially, right? So this because I've been mapped to the computer science and computer science 11th and computer science 12th. So that's why these two are here, and this is just to create to from MStar. So just leave about that. You will be having your courses, so you can check your courses from here also. This will be there, LSP teacher tutorial, that will be there with you, and this is having all the videos through which you can by using these videos you can simply upload information and you can use this LSP basically. And this is these are the classes which are basically being mapped for you, right? So if there's any problem you can always ask me. I can again, because this is up to my end, I can assign you the classes, right? But there's a certain level of administration I have been given. So I'll go up to that particular level, and anything that is beyond my capacity I'll simply forward it to MJRM. So you just need to check, these the classes which you normally teach, they are here or not within the my courses. Okay. After that, you need to click on your class. You need to click on your class. You can click from here or from the dashboard as well. Okay. Once you click on your class, you will see here the participants. Click on participants, and you will see the list of students appear here for your class. In case of physics, chemistry, mathematics, all the students will appear here, because that is again a limitation of this platform, that it displays all the students. But as and when a student log in to this particular platform, wherever the student have been mapped to a particular class, he or she will only be able to see that particular class only. I'll show you one example of taking one example, right? So teachers need not to worry about that. He has been teaching with a particular section, and all the students of that particular class is being displayed here. No need to worry about that, right? You can sort the entire information of the students from the class, from the with the name of the class also. Let's say I just want to sort the information of the students based on the sections, because let's say I just want to scroll down with the A, B, C, and so on. So I'll simply click on section, and it will simply display. You can see here it will display the information based on the section only. 11th A, then 11B, and so on, right? Automatically the name will be displayed according to the sections. So you either, over here, because all the students are there from the computer science, either you can show all the students at one go by simply clicking on show all. Whatever the number of students have appeared over here, right now 85 students are there. I'll click on show all. It will simply show me all the students who are there in this particular class, right? If you want, like you want to check it out offline, if you want to check it online, who all students are being mapped to my class, you can simply click on actions here. Click on actions here. Click on download table as Microsoft Excel. Click on this Microsoft Excel. Okay, you click on this, and information will be downloaded in your machine. Okay, later on you can see that, you can verify that. Okay, so right now it is showing me 85. You can go for 20 per pages. Click on this, and now it will show you 20 per pages. This is the credentials which you are supposed to check, which I have mailed you 3 weeks back. So this was you are supposed to do. तो इतना पोर्शन तो एक पोर्शन था that you just need to check the credentials and all. Now moving on to the uses of this platform, as it says that learning support platform. Uh, so whatever the platform that has been given to us, and we just need to use it. So we need to use it. So we need to understand that how exactly we can use it, right? Now, once you're through with the credentials checking, phase, now the next step is to upload the contents.
Jagdish,
हाँ जी.
1 second, Archana here.
Yeah.
I checked mine, but as in English, all the students have English subject. So whenever we check the participants, it shows all A to H, each and every student.
Right. Right.
So how do I segregate my students?
That's what I said. When student log in, that is a limitation of this platform. I have already conveyed this to MGRM team also,
Okay.
because this is a limitation. But when students log in to this particular, wherever the student will log in to this particular platform, wherever the student is mapped, whatever the class, the student will be able to see the content of that particular class only.
But I won't be able to know whether he is able to have the right access, because my students I won't be able to locate as it is showing from A to H.
Yeah, I mean, if you teach section A, then you need to go like that only. You can download the entire content and then check. That is again a limitation. It has certain
Okay.
limitations, and since we have to do it, so we just need to deal with the limitations also.
Okay, and second thing, as we are uploading the resources, whatever PowerPoint presentations or any.
Asha ma'am,
Yes, sir.
please note down the questions. Let him finish. We'll get back to the question later.
Okay,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Right.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Right.
Okay,
Actually,
sir.
we will take up the question once you are through with the presentation.
Right, sir. So once you're through with the credentials parts, the checking of the credentials parts, and now you need to upload the contents, right? The content which you can upload could be in terms of files, in terms of video, in terms of you can specify the URL. If you have got some URL, outside this platform, you can specify the URL of that. That could be your Google form, that could be a Google class, that could be a YouTube video, anywhere else. If any content is there outside this platform, you can always specify the URL of that particular content. You can always upload the content in terms of an HTML page. This HTML page gives you a liberty to place the content in terms of text, in terms of images, in terms of audio, in terms of video. Okay, so this page contains each and everything. Let's say you just want to teach a particular chapter, and in that chapter you want to initially introduce certain things through the text. You can specify that particular text. I'll show you all these things. Just a brief I'm giving you. Then you want to narrate something like after that we need to go this through the audio. You can specify the audio also. Then you want to show certain images of that particular thing. You can show the images, and then you want to show the video of that. So you can always deal with that through the pages only. Then the files which you upload, this platform has certain limitations, and the one biggest limitation which I have seen, that whenever you upload a file, it always displays the first file you upload there. You can upload multiple files in that particular section, but it shows you the file which you have uploaded first, or you have set the priority, like 4 files are there, and you show you set that the first file should be displayed, which is by default actually the first uploaded file. Then you can change that the sequence, the preference you can always set, and accordingly. But it displays one file at a time. The alternate of this is being given in terms of folders. You can create the folder. You can upload multiple files there, and whenever students click on that folder, folder, it will all the files which you have uploaded under that particular folder will be visible to students. So let's say, in a particular chapter, you have created five files for, let's say, 5 days, and you want them to display one by one. So what you can do, you can upload those files, right, and give preferences. By default, the first file will get a preference. Then when the first day goes off, for the second day, you can always give the second preference for the file. Similarly, for the third one, for the fourth one, for the fifth one, and so on, because you want one file to be displayed on a particular day. So you can set that priorities, set that preferences. So that option is there. Once the chapter is finished, you want, the student should be able to see all those files which you have uploaded. You can always create a folder of that particular chapter and place all these files under that particular folder. Now the student will be able to click on folder and see all those files which are there under the folder. I'll show you all these things. Now, starting with the files, and there's one more thing which we need to do. We will be dealing with the assignment. We'll be dealing with the assignment, and here, in this assignment has, I mean, I felt it like, a bit good, because it has got that option to, when you upload the assignment, the student will do that assignment, upload at the end, and you will see that, the student, how many students have uploaded those assignments. You can always grade them, and once you grade them, the student will be able to see, what grade the student has got. Okay, so this part I liked it, so I'll show you up to this today, right? So I'm starting from the beginning to upload the files. Here you have got the liberty to upload any file you talk about, whether it's a PDF or doc or PPT or Excel, or the notepad file or any image file. You can upload here, there's no problem, right? Maximum uploading for a particular section is 3 GB. So I think it's a huge one for particular section I'm talking about. If you have multiple sections, so in each section you can have 3 GB uploading. So here, for the testing purpose, I have created this particular thing. So test, I click on test. I'll show you one by one, right? So as soon as you click on your, the class, let's say I have got this class 11th or 12th. So when I click on class 11 or class 12th or any class which you talk about, and then upload the contents here, so all the students which are mapped to this particular class will be able to see all those contents, right? Now, you need to select that particular class, where exactly you want to upload the contents. So for the testing purpose, one class test has been created. I'll use that to show you. And I have mapped one student to this particular demo class, from class 12th B. There's a student Ananya, so I've mapped that student with this particular thing. So I'll show you that student part also. So how student will look, see all these contents which I'm going to upload for this particular class. Now, now this is the class which is being used for the testing phase. You can use your class. Now let's say anytime you want to upload something, you need to click on here, upload, this edit, enable editing. Anytime whenever you log into this particular platform and you try to upload something, you need to click on this enable editing after clicking on your class. Once you click on a class, you can go to your class through the dashboard, or you can go to your class through your here, from here, my courses. Either you click on this or you click on straight away from here. So from anywhere else, it will simply go to that particular class. Okay, so right now I'm just going with the test class, and I just want to upload something. So I just need to click on enable editing. First thing which you need to do is enable editing. Click on this. Okay, now as soon as you click on, these are the things which I have done here. So I'll simply go with the last thing. Now let's say the chapter which you want to, in which you want to do certain uploading part. Let's say these are the topics. It will start from topic 1, topic 2, topic 3, and so on, right? So whenever you click on your class for the very first time, it will show you, and click on edit, it will show you topic 1, topic 2, and so on. Okay. Well, let's say you just want to go with the chapter number 1. So you click on edit here, this edit part. You need to click on edit. As soon as you click on edit, it will say edit topic. I say yes. Click on this edit topic. And once you click on edit topic, you need to click on custom. By default, it's showing you topic 11. That is the default one in sequence. You need to click on custom and specify your own name. Let's say I say Python revision tour. Any name you talk about. This is the name that has been given to that particular topic. You want to specify something, some description of this particular thing, you can specify. Otherwise, you can simply leave it. There's no problem in that. And after that, you click on save changes. So once you click on save, it will automatically come to your dashboard within the test, and you can clearly see here, instead of topic 11, now it's showing you Python revision tour. This is the chapter under which you want to upload certain content. I hope this part is clear to all of you up to this. So whenever you want to, upload a content based on a particular chapter, you need to click on these topics. Okay, you need to create topics. You need to edit topics, specify the name of the topic, and save the changes. Once you click on the save changes, it will automatically come to your that class, right? And now within this topic or the chapter you talk about, you need to add resources. For that, you need to click on add activity or resources. You need to click on add an activity or resources. Okay. So because we just want to add the resources, so I'll click on this. Now these are the activities. As soon as you click on this add an activity or resources, you click on this, it will open this dialog box for you. This is called dialog box, right? Any pop-up which displays to ask you certain inputs is called the dialog box. So this is the dialog box which will appear over here. Now out of these, what all you need to do, you need to choose the resources. Now it has got an activities, and it has got resources. Okay. So today I'm going to deal with the files, folder, label, pages, URL, and assignment. Okay, assignment. I'm going to deal today for these topics. So I'm starting with the file. So as soon as you click on this add an activity or resources, it will open this dialog box for you, right? And after that, you just need to choose what all you want to upload. If you say, let's say file, you click on file and click on add. Click on file and click on add. As soon as you click on add, it will redirect you to the page where you need to add that particular file. Okay. Now you can specify the file name. Let's say chapter 1, or let's say Python revision tour only again. One, and this is a part of that. Okay, because I may have multiple parts of that under that chapter, so you can always say like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So if I say Python revision tour 1A, so that means I may have more options, more files under the same topic, right? Click on the specify this. If you want to have certain description, you can always specify and click on this display description on course page, so it will be displayed. If you don't want to display any description, if you don't have any description, you can simply leave it. This is an optional for you, right? After that, you need to click on add new. You can click on this also. You can directly drag and drop the file from the specified location. If you know the location, open that location from there, straight away drag and drop here. And if you don't, you can go with the systematic way. Click on add new. It will ask you from where you want to add the file. I'll say choose the file. I'll go one more time. Click on add new. It will open this dialog box for you. Attachment, which file you want to upload. Say choose file. Click on this. And now let's say I just want to upload any specific file from here. This is the first file. Let's say this is a PPT file, presentation file. I want to upload this. Click on this. Okay, click on this, the file which you want to upload, and click on open. Now this file is here now. Right now this file is there on this page. You just need to upload this file so that it will be, it will be attached to that particular page. So click on upload this file. It will take a bit time. That depends upon the size of the file. The time taken to upload depends upon the size of the file and the speed of the system, as well as the network speed also. Now the file is been uploaded here. Okay, no need to do anything. File is there. You can click on add new. You can click on add new. As soon as you click on add new, the next file will be here. Again you click on add new, the third file will be here, right? Okay, so but the thing is that you just need to appear that file, which file you want to appear first. By default the first file will be appeared. Okay, you need to click on appearance. Sorry, not this one. Okay, I'll show you later on. First of all, right now, you upload this file and click on save and return to the course. As soon as you click on save and return to the course, it will straight away, come to this portion, the chapter name or the topic name, and under this you can clearly see there's a file, which is here. The student can simply click on that and download it, right? Any application which you upload, if that application, generally, I mean, it has got the tendency to open that particular file outside this platform. So when you click on this, it will simply download the file for you, and you can see that. So you click on this, can clearly see that the file is being downloaded here. Later on I can see that, and the same thing will be there for the student purpose also. Now how exactly this will look for the student, I'll just show you. This is from the teacher's perspective I'm talking about. Okay, now I'll open one window for the student, and this is the username password for the student. Okay, right now it's showing some problem, I guess. So I'll show you the student part later on, but I'll show you definitely, don't worry about that, right? Just one more time I'm trying, it's not able to open that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, username incomplete. It should be 12 digits.
uh 5, just a minute, sir, I'm just checking it out. Nine nine 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 0 9 0 7 1. I'm saying M zero zero
Right, not seven
nine.
one, not 7 1.
Oh yeah, thank you. 7 1. Then M. Right. So this is from the student's perspective. So you can see here because I have mapped Ananya to this test also. So that's why she is here. Another test is appearing here. Along with, you can see she's been mapped with the physics, English, computer science, chemistry, bio, and this test. Okay. So when you click on this test, when student will click on this, it will, all the content which I have uploaded will be visible to her, right? Recently I have uploaded this Python revision to a 1A, right? When she clicks on this, again the file will get downloaded at her system, on her system, and she can make use of that. This is one thing. Now moving on to the next one. If I just want to add, this was the PowerPoint, and if I just want to add resources in terms of files, I'm talking about one more time. Files again can be uploaded from the same, file, click on add. Now let's say you want to add the PDF file for that. So I'll say Python revision tour. Let's say B.
Rajesh,
Yes, sir.
you are doing this activity on the child page?
No, teacher's page.
Okay.
Okay. So this is Python revision tour B. I've opened both the teachers and the student also. I'll show you I'll tell you that when exactly I've opened for the students. So right now, this one again, you'll add a new file, choose file again. Same process is there to go for any of the file. This time I just want to go with, let's say, the PDF file, and click on open. Upload this file and click on save and return to the courses. So you can see that initially it was Python revision tour 1A, and now it's Python revision tour B. This is the PDF file. Similarly, you can add anything. Let's say I'm talking about uh, the Word file. So add activity or resources. Click on file. Click on add. And specify any name. C, let's say. And I want to add a Word file this time. So I'll go with the specified portion. Let's say this is the file which I just wanted to upload. Click on open and click on upload this file. And after doing each and everything, what all you need to do, you need to click on save and return to the course. Click on save and return to the course. It will automatically take you to that position where you are basically adding the activity into the sources. So this is like, I mean, I have shown you how you can add the presentation file, PDF file, Word file. Similarly, you can add any of the file, whatever you have. So the maximum file which normally deal with is presentation file or PDF file or Word or Excel or the text file, or for me it's a Python file, or any images. These are the maximum type of file that normally which we upload to I mean as a content. So you can upload it, I guess. So there's no need to go with the rest of the things because the process will remain same for all, right? So I hope this part is clear. Uploading the file, any file, whether it's a Word, PowerPoint, Excel, any file, uploading part of file is, I hope all of you are able to get it. Now the next is, if I just want to, uh, upload a video. Okay, I just want to upload a video. So how do I do that? I'll click on again here, add an activity or resource. Again, here, it will open this dialog box for me. click on label, this one. Click on label and click on add. One more time, add an activity or resource, click on label and click on add. Now, what all you need to do, you just need to to open a particular video, or you need a video, right? So I'll go to the YouTube and search for some video. So let's say I just wanted to tell my student how to use Django classes. So I'll click on this. This is a video which I have already uploaded, right? So you need to search for the video which you want to show there, right? Search for the video, right? Now after that, once you are there in the YouTube, you search that which video basically you just want to upload there. You need to right click on this. You need to right click on this, and as soon as you right click, it will show you these options. You need to click on copy embed code. You need to click on copy embed code. Okay, so once you click on this copy and embed code, the embedded code will be copied to you, and again now you need to go back to your LSP module, right? You've copied the embedded code, now it is there with you, right? Now after that, what all you need to do, you need to click on this show and hide advanced buttons. Click on this. As you click on this, it will show you one more client area where exactly you can paste your the information, and where you can show that video, right? This is called the client area, where actually you are basically writing down something that is normally known as client area, right? So any content which you want to display will be displayed here only. Now after that, you need to click on this. It will appear like that. After that, you click on this HTML. Okay, it will show you P, this one. No need to worry what exactly is written over there. Simply go to the last and press enter. Okay, after that, you can simply paste that code here. Control V, Control V, or right click paste. कंट्रोल वी इज टू पेस्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन. जो वहां पे कॉपी किया था हमने, उसको यहाँ पर पेस्ट करने के लिए दो ऑप्शन, कंट्रोल वी, वी फॉर विक्ट्री, और स्ट्रेट अवे राइट क्लिक ऑन दैट एंड पेस्ट. तो दोनों केसेस में ये जो कंटेंट है यहाँ पर पेस्ट हो जाएगा, राइट? आफ्टर दिस, what all you need to do, you need to click on this one more time, HTML, and as soon as you click on this, you can clearly see your code, your video which you wanted to display is being displayed here. You can click on this and watch the video. So today we're going to learn Django framework. I hope this part is clear to all of you, right? I'll show you one more time how to upload the video, how to add video to your content, right? And after this, I'll simply click on save and return to the course. Once you click and save and return to the course, it will again take you to the location where actually you have uploaded that, and you can clearly see these are the content, these are three content which you have already uploaded in terms of files, and there's a video which you have uploaded. If you go to the students login, this is the students login. You can see here students login. I'm pressing F5 so that it will refresh the students this one, and you can see here now this video. After this revision tour A, B, and C, after that this video is also been displayed here. I hope this part is clear to you. Keep on noting the questions if you have got any sort of questions. Okay, I will show you one more time this video uploading process one more time. What all you need to do, you need to click on add an activity or resources. One more time, please, just check it out. Add an activity or resources. Click on this. Click on label. Click on add. Okay. After this, what all you need to do, you just need to search for a particular, a video which you want to, go ahead, search for the video, right click on this, double click on this first, and then right click on this and copy embedded code. Copy embed code. Click on copy embed code, go back to your LSP module, click on this, click on HTML, go to the end and control V, or right click and paste, both the way, whatever you want to do, right? Either right click, paste, or control plus V, you can make use of that. And after that, you again click on this HTML. It will show you that video here on. Click on this and watch video, right? After
Good morning,
that,
everyone.
anything which you
I'm
are doing,
sharing this video.
anything which you do, any changes which you do in your course, after that you need to again click on save and return to course. Otherwise, the content which you have uploaded will not be visible to student. So click on save and return to the course. It will again go back to the same place where you are basically modifying your course content. So now you can see after three, these files, I have got one video and this is another video. So I hope this part is clear to all of you. You know now how to upload a file. Any file you talk about, you know how to upload a file. You know how to upload a video, right? The next is if let's say you do not want this platform to be used to display the the video alone, you can always share a link of that video and it will simply open that information or that video to the different application, okay, out of this window basically. Okay, right now this is opening in this window and you do not want that to be there, so you can simply give a link, and as soon as you click on link, it will simply open that file or video to that particular location from the YouTube or anywhere else you talk about, right? uh, Now you need to click on again add an activity or resource. Add an activity or resource again. You need to click on URL. Okay, this part is clear, file part is clear, label part is clear. URL, click on URL. As soon as you click on URL, you need to click on add. Okay, and after add, it will again open a page for you, right? You can simply specify what all actually you want to display. Let's say I just want to display like the Django framework working. I have created a video based on Django framework working, right? How actually we work on Django framework. So I just wanted to give a link. So I need to copy that link, right? Again, I need to go to that particular location where exactly you've stored that file on YouTube. So you can search here. You can see this is Django class 12 by this. So you click on this and it will show you the link
So,
here.
what exactly Django is?
This is the link. As soon as you click on that, it will show you the link here, this link. Copy this link from here, copy this link from here, right? And go back to your LSP module and specify the link here. After that, if you just want to give any description, you can give, otherwise you can leave it, because you have already specified that what this link is actually showing you, what it will show you, right? You After that, you can simply click on save and return. What all you need to do, you need to specify the the title of that link. You need to copy the link from YouTube, paste it here, click on save and return to the course. Once you click on that, it will again go back to the same location where you're doing uploading process or the course material. Now you can see it's showing you the link, Django framework working. If I click on this, it will take me outside this LSP, and you can see here.
So, what exactly Django is?
This is the video which I just wanted to
Django
display,
is basically
right?
a platform
It's a framework. So come back again. So I hope these three things are clear to you. Uploading of a file, uploading of a video, creating a link. These three things. I hope it's clear to all of you. Now I am going to tell you how exactly you can create a page where you can insert information, you can insert images, you can insert audio and video also. Okay, so I'll click on the page. This is an HTML page sort of. Okay, because HTML page contains each and everything, the text, images, links, audios, videos also. Okay, so it will act as a page, I mean as an HTML page. It's all up to you how you design that, right? I'll show you how you create the page initially. In the later part you can design the page, right? So click on page, click on add, click on page, click on add, right? And specify the name. Let's say again, I'm saying Python revision tour, let's say D, right? I want to specify some text initially, so I'll copy text from somewhere else, or I can write it down also. So for the fast process, I'll simply copy the content from here. Let's say this is the content which I just wanted to paste there, or write it down there. I'll copy this content from here and simply paste it here. This was the content which I just wanted to write it down here, right? After that, if you just want to give certain instructions on audio, you can click on this. You can see here, this is audio, record audio. Okay, click on this and start recording. It will show you start recording. How you need to do? You need to click on this microphone image. You click on this, it will ask you to record the audio. As you click on record audio, start recording, you need to specify, mention the instructions, then stop recording, and then you need to embed that within the page itself, right? This facility I liked it because this is sometimes we just want to give instruction to the students that you need to deal with the content, something like this. So this part will be beneficial for you people or we people. So click on start recording. Let's say I just want to say the following instructions need to understand by you people, because the next phase is dealing with this sort of thing. Let's anything else you talk about, right? And click on stop recording. Now the recording has been there, and after that you click on attach recording. Okay, attach recording. That says uploading part has been done. You can clearly see this portion. This page is there. It's a normal page, I mean HTML page, and it's containing an audio. If you click on that, it will show you the audio also. Let's say I just want to say the following instructions need to okay, so this is something like that. This is a unique thing which I noted down here. So this is one thing, and similarly you can insert images, just like you insert image in your normal web page. This is an image. You can browse where exactly image is. Okay, let's say from the download. Let's say this image, invitation. I just wanted to upload there. Okay, this is the maximum size. It's saying auto size. If you want to reduce the size, you can reduce it. I just wanted to say, let's say 500 by 500. So 500 by 500 by 500. Okay, this is you can specify the size also. Then finally you click on save image. Okay, after that, if you just want to specify any description, you can specify. Otherwise you can simply click on this description not necessary. Click on this. save image, and you can see here that the image is being pasted here, inserted here, and increase the size of the page like this. Okay, so similarly, you can record the video. Option is there, like this is the recording option. Okay, as soon as you click on record video, it will ask you to record, start recording, something like as we did in audio. You click on that, stop recording, attach the file, the content will be uploaded there only. Okay, so I hope this part is also clear, because this page specifically contains the text, images, audio, and video. So whatever the way you want to decorate your page, whatever the way you want to give your lecture to your student, this page will I hope is going to help you out. And after that, you click on save and return to the course. So showing something, I guess, required. By mistake, I have deleted the content, sorry. uh, Oh, sorry. I did it in the description part. The same thing you were supposed to do it here, actually. Here. Okay. So you will do it here, and then after that, you click on save and return to the course. So you can see the content which I uploaded there. This one, it's a page. Okay. So actually, the content which I uploaded, that was in the description part. That's why it's not showing you. But if you just want to edit it, you can edit it. Okay, but the process will remain same. You need to click on page, you need to click on you need to insert the text, you need to insert images, audio file, and so on. I'll just show you. Just give me some minute, please. I'll edit it one more time for you. If something goes wrong, you can always edit that. Let's say this part is there. You click on edit, click on edit settings. It will take me to the same page. Okay, let's say this was in the description part. Sorry that I just used this here. Place the content here. Okay, I'll attach that audio file here, start recording. What all we are trying to do, I'm trying to give you the instructions like that only. Stop recording, attach recording. Okay, I want to insert an image, so I'll simply click on insert image, specify the file, choose the file, click on in this one and open it, and click on upload file. मनोज, मैं बाद में बात करता हूँ, आधा घंटे में बात करता हूँ, रुको, अभी मत आना, रुको. Then click on save image. No need to specify the description. Click on save image. Okay, and finally you click on save and return to the course. The same process I did it. After that, if you click on this revision tour, you can see the page. That this is the text which I just wanted to display. This is the audio. I just wanted to instruct to my student. What all you can clearly listen this instruction, and this is the image. And similarly, you can insert a video here. Okay, simply what all you need to do, you just need to click on that video option, record your video, stop the video, attach the video, and that will appear something like this. So I hope this page part is also clear to all of you. Moving on to the next one now. Once it's clear, you can always go back to dashboard. click on test or in the class to whom you are dealing with. Then again you need to go down and add an activity or resource. Now I'm going to tell you how to create folder for you, right? So at the end of the completion of the chapter, if you have got multiple files to be displayed, what all you can do, you can simply click on this folder, okay, and it will contain multiple files. So click on folder and click on add. There's again a limitation. The question may arise from your side that can we create subfolder? So in this, we cannot create subfolder. We can only create the folder, and under this we can have multiple files. So let's say again I'm saying Python revision tour anything. Want to specify description? Specify there. Now the content I just want to include in this. Click on add new, choose file, and any content which you want to upload it from here. Let's say I just wanted to upload a file. This is used file, so I'll not upload it. I'll upload, let's say, list.py. It's a small, so it will be uploaded very fast. You can see here. I want to add one more. I'll choose a bit lesser file in terms of size. I'll say the huge one. I'll take something else. Program1.py, upload file. I'll take 2-3 files to show you. Then after that, I'll click on a PDF file. Let's say this is a PDF file. Open this, upload this file. So 3 files have been uploaded, and click on save and return to the course. Once it is done, it will again take you back to the same place, where you are editing. You can clearly see here the folder option. The icon for the folder has been there. When you click on this, it will show you all the files under that. So this way you can create the folder for the students. Okay, and similarly, if I take you to the student's perspective, this is the student perspective. Okay, I'll refresh this file, this page for you. Student will see this page something like this. This is student's page, Ananya's page. So now I hope this part is also clear, folder part. Now the last topic is assignment for today. Okay, so understand it properly. I'll show you both how you upload the assignment, how student will approach or react to that that assignment. Then again, how you can see that how many students have uploaded the assignments given by you. Then it will show you that whether that has been graded or not. So it will ask you to grade that particular assignment. You will grade that particular assignment, and student will automatically get that notification will go to the student that the assignment which has been submitted has been graded. Okay, I'll show you this practically. Understand it, please. uh, Click on add an activity or resource again. Now you click on assignment. You click on assignment. As soon as you click on assignment, click on add. Assignment name is, let's say, assignment name. This is assignment one. Assignment one. Okay, and this assignment one is, let's say, I just want to say that this assignment was based on this Python revision tour. Anything, this is optional. Description is always optional. Okay, so assignment one is based on this. I click on this, and now I'll upload assignment for the students. So all those students, those who are mapped for this class, will get to know that this assignment is there for them. add a new assignment, choose a file, then click on the assignment which you wanted to upload. I have had, let's say, this assignment I just wanted to share with my students. Okay, assignment 1, upload this file. Now this is the assignment, which I just wanted to display to the students. Now since today I am uploading the assignment, so you have all the authority to specify how many days you want this assignment to be revert back. So you can always say this is a submission and this is a due date. 27th that has been uploaded, and this is the due date that you need to submit it by 3rd. Okay, you can change that by simply click on this enable, and click change. You can change, always change these these assignments duration. Okay, one thing which is very important, that it's saying that submission type, you can leave this if you want to have the restrictions, you can use it, otherwise you can simply leave it. Or then here it's saying file submission type. File submission type, here this is by default, it's been checked. You need to check for this online text as well. Sometimes the students wants to to mark something, like to make certain notes, that I didn't do it, I did the chapter this way only. Or let's say after submitting, after creating that PDF file for your the solution of your assignment, after that the student thought that I just need to specify something else. So this online text, within this online text, student can always specify the comments from its side, or the entire assignment can be written in this online text only. Two ways are there. One, student do it offline, create a file. That file could be anything, preferably it should go with the PDF file, right? Otherwise any file is been supported here. So you need to go with the file submission, but if the students wants to do it online, then online text has to be clicked, has to be checked. Okay, nothing maximum number of uploaded file, you can always specify how many file you want, for that assignment. You say, let's say 1 or 2. So let's say 1. The maximum size is 3 GB for one particular file. Okay, you can reduce the size because one file is there, so you can say only, let's say 500 KB or 1 MB, something like that. Okay, maximum is 3 GB for this. So this thing you need to take care. You can take care of this also, that how many days you want to give to submit by the student, like the duration for that. And this one has to be checked online text. After that, the major part is that you need to specify the grade. By default it will be 100. You can change that 100. Let's say I just wanted to give it to 10 points. By default it will always remain as 100. You can change it 10, 15, 5, whatever you want to say. Click on that, and finally click on save and return to the course. Now the assignment has been created. All those students who are mapped to this class will view this assignment. Okay, assignment has been created. This is assignment 1, right? Now I will go to the student view. This is students view. I'll click on refresh button, so that the page will be refreshed. Okay, click on this test, automatically it will come to this. This is assignment 1. Okay, click on assignment 1. This is students view, right? Click on assignment 1. This is the assignment which has been submitted by the teacher, right? The status, it's saying submission status no attempt, grading status not graded, due date Thursday September 3. This was the default one, right? You can change it there only. Time remaining 6 days and 9 hours. It will show you like that, submission status. After that, if students want to add that submission, based on that assignment, if the student say, let's say, has done that offline and want to upload that, you can simply say add submission. This is from the student side. The student will simply add the submission of that. Before this, I would like to show you the teacher's perspective. Click on assignment 1, and you can see that this is the assignment. Right now, only two participants are there. One is Ananya and one is MGRM person. So two participants are there. No one has submitted here. Needs grading. Okay. For how many? Because there's no submission, so zero. Needs grading for zero. Due date is this, and the time remaining is this. Okay. So you can't grade until unless some submission is there. Now I'm going back to the students view. This is students view. Now student will add something from here. Okay. Or if let's say student wants to solve this assignment here only, the student will simply write it down here. This is question number 1 and solution for this. This is question number 2 and solution for this, and similarly so on, right? This is for the online. But if the student does it offline, you need to upload that file. Click on add new, choose file, and let's say some file, let's say this file, the same file is there, let's say this file is there, and upload the file. So the file was basically being created offline, and that file has been uploaded here now. Other way, you have got that online text. You can write all the answers there only. Upload this file. Now students have used the offline and online mode both here. Okay. After this, this is the online answer given by the student, and this is again the offline file which was there, and now you have uploaded this particular file here. After doing all these sort of things, the student will say save changes. The student will say save changes. Okay. Now it's saying submission status. Submission status submitted for grading. ये स्टूडेंट के पॉइंट ऑफ स्टूडेंट के पोर्टल पे आएगा. सबमिटेड फॉर ग्रेडिंग. ग्रेडिंग स्टेटस नॉट ग्रेडेड. अभी टीचर ने ग्रेड नहीं किया इसको. ड्यू डेट वाज दिस. मैंने उससे पहले सबमिट कर दिया उसको. ओके. नाउ अगर मैं ग्रेडिंग करूंगा, सो दैट विल कम ओवर हियर. हाउ एग्जैक्टली आई विल शो यू. सो दिस वाज फ्रॉम द स्टूडेंट व्यू कि स्टूडेंट ने फाइल को अपलोड किया ऑनलाइन, जो भी उसको टेक्स्ट लिखना था लिखा, एंड देन फाइनली सबमिटेड दैट द एंटायर इंफॉर्मेशन. नाउ आई विल गो बैक टू द टीचर्स व्यू. Okay, this is my view, and you can clearly see now it's saying two participants were there. One has submitted. Initially it was showing 0. One has submitted. Needs grading 1. Needs getting 1. So I'll click on view all submission. Okay, तो जितने भी बच्चों ने सबमिशन किया है, ये बता रहा है मेरे पास 2 ही बच्चे हैं यहाँ पे भी. So the first one is saying no submission. Okay, and the second student has submitted. So it's saying submitted for grading. I'll click on grade. So it will take me to the file which has been uploaded by the student, as well as the student, what were the the answers the student has given online. Now this is the file which has been uploaded by the student. Okay, here you can do anything. Like if you want to say, okay, this part is correct, this part is also correct, this part is correct, this part is wrong, whatever you want to do, right? If you want to specify comment why you did wrong, you can always specify the comment. Because of this reason, I did it wrong. Got it? After doing all these things, annotations, and click on save changes. Changes are saved. You can also see the answers given by the student online. These are the online answers given by the students, right? And finally it comes to the grade. Let's say you say out of 10 you grade student as 8. Okay, and if you want to write certain comments, you can always specify the comment. One thing which I liked it here, you can write the comment here. Okay, you can also write comment in terms of your audio. In question number 1, the syntax was wrong. That's why I didn't give you the mark. Stop recording and attach recording. Okay, so you can clearly click on this and see. In question number 1, the syntax was wrong. That's why I didn't give you the mark. Okay, you can also specify the video also. You can click on this, click on start recording. This is similar to the page, but here you are giving your comments in textual form, in audio form, and in video form. Start recording. Okay. Something is wrong, I guess. So anyway, but the process will remain same for that. To record the video, the process will remain same. So I'll show you some later on. Right now, it's showing some problem. So, but the same way, you can always specify your comment using a video also, right? So after doing all these sort of things, you click on Save Changes, okay, and say click on OK. Done. Now you go back by clicking on this. Now this is your page, teacher's page. You go to your course, click on assignment. Now it's saying participants are this. Oh, needs grading. Something went wrong, I guess. That's why it's not showing you the grade, though it was graded. The grading has been given, and okay, the grading has been given. So it will reflect to the students' view also. So click on this, refresh the students' page, and it will show you. You can see here the student page grade 8 out of 10 has been given. This is the remark which I wrote it down using textual form. किसने grade दिया? It's been displayed here, and the in question number one, the syntax was wrong. The feedback. That's why feedback in audio form can also be listened by the student. In question number one. Okay, and if you want to see that where exactly you're wrong, you can click on View Annotated PDF. The student will simply click on that and will come to know कि उसको कहाँ गलत किया उसने and all. ये स्टूडेंट का है, इसमें आपका कुछ रोल नहीं है, राइट? बट आई एम शोइंग यू कि कैसा, बिकॉज एक कनेक्टिविटी बनेगी उसमें. So this is all about for you for today.